Hey guys, it's Mr. Vinny here. Today we're going to draw a turkey. It's the holiday, so we got to draw turkeys. That's what happens. We're going to treat this turkey like an exercise in creating all kinds of characters. So you don't have to only do this at Thanksgiving time. You can do this anything. So our approach is going to be to look at a real animal, mess around with it, caricature it, turn it into a cartoon character that we can use for comics or storyboards or any other ways we want to tell our stories. Okay? Well, I like to use a black crayon. So I'm going to use my crayon. I'll pull you up closer here so you can see the board, and we'll get started. All right, if you can see this, we're going to draw our turkey right here. Now, I like to draw it with shapes. When I teach all my drawing classes, I teach everybody to draw with shapes, not lines. Sometimes it's hard to understand that because what does that mean? I got to draw with a line. We're going to draw with lines, obviously, but the lines are really only there to hold the shapes. That's what it means. In Italy, the word for shape is forma. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for the forms. We want to put three-dimensional shapes together. And we're going to construct with some shapes. I'm going to draw some ovals up here and some circles. You can draw with me. Here goes turkey time. All right, the first thing I like to start with is the head. Let's do that. We've got a head, and then we've got a oval for a body. An oval for a body. Okay, we can do an S curve here into the neck. Okay, and then the body has two sets of feathers. Okay, and you can start to see, watch, I have little egg shapes. If I put surface lines on them to make them feel round, you can start to see that there are dimensional shapes already, like cylinders, and I've got some egg shapes. So I can do that very lightly. Next thing I can do is I can put a beak on there. Okay, and a beak kind of is, look, I'm starting to caricature it already. Small on a turkey, okay? There's also an extra set of tail feathers, which kind of like rounds out and starts out square like this. Now these shapes over here can be both kinds of shapes. I can draw them over here. If I had a tail, we could make finger shapes, which are, just regular tail shapes that look like this. That's on the tail. Or we can square them out a little bit, which is kind of a fun, like almost like the top of a chess rook, or a castle. And we can like square them out and caricature them either way. That works for me. These can actually come in a little bit lower, and you can create the indication of some feathers in front and in back. Okay. Before we continue with some of that detail, let's do a wing. So the wing is also in two parts. I like to think of the wing as in two parts. And you got to look at the real pictures. Right? When we look at the real picture of a turkey, you'll see that there's some primary feathers. Oh, I just made a cartoon eye for that too. You're going to see that it has two sets. It's got primary feathers, which are finger-like. You start off with a straight line and pull it down, straight line, pull it down. Okay. And then on this side, we're going to have some different feathers which follow the curvature of the forms that I put in there. A bird's foot, a typical bird's foot, as you study bird's feet, the bottom of the feet come up. There's a hook claw in the back of the leg before the toes, and then there's three toes, which give birds their typical shape, right? Claws on all of that as well. We can do an overlapping line in here to push that back, and that's how we can make that work. So if I put that this way, oh, also too, there's a joint right here, which is what we eat the chicken leg, the turkey leg right there. So it goes forward and then comes back. So we have a little angle to the foot. We got to flip it for this one. So if I do it, let's say I put a foot this way, you're not going to see the chicken leg part, but I can actually put it this way, put the hook this way, here's the foot, come up with 1, 2, 3 feet, there it is, maybe give it a little bit of a hook that way. And when you're doing feet, you don't want them on the same line like they're walking on a tight walk. You want perspective, so the other foot's going to come up a little higher so it looks like it's further back in the paper. Okay, so again, I'll do it like this. I'll put the little hook there. Here, I'll put the back toe, and I'll put this foot like that, and then quickly I've got a fun little shape that I can play around with. Now what's happening on the head? There's a lot of cool stuff that happens on the head here. Let's see. There's a piece that comes off of the beak, which is called the snood. Then there's the wattle, which is connected from the beak to the neck, like that. The wattle right there. And then you've got caruncles, which are kind of like these weird shapes on here, and there's bumps all over the neck of a turkey. Pink shapes. Sometimes there's a hole there for the ear, you can see sometimes. I got my forms. That's gonna work. Now we gotta like play around with these characters. Oh, we can do some things in the tail. We can actually add some cool little lines like that to get some color. So let's say you're doing a cardiogram like this, oh, we don't want that to happen. We want the little bumps up here. So maybe a little V for Vinny right there. And then we can actually see some cool shapes and just put in some feathers. Now you notice that I put these little round lines on these egg shapes. When I started, I can use those lines and put like the indication of some feathers just right there without having to do a lot. Maybe even, I think I would go this way. Let's say I put them this way and have a whole bunch of feathers, little M's. Here it is. So they also have beards. The males have beards right there. I'll just try and take that as trophies. That's a cool turkey. I think I can live with that turkey. It's not running. It's not scared. It's not being cooked. We should put a frying pan underneath this thing. Let's do that. Let's cook this guy. Let's put a frying pan on just to tell a story. I'm gonna make a little oval right here underneath it. I'm gonna make a little shape here for a frying pan, and I'm gonna draw over my drawing and make a little bit of a frying pan right there. Make the inside of the frying pan so it looks like he's standing in it. And then we can actually put some flames in there if we want to. Is that crazy? Cooking up a bird. That's fried turkey. I like roasted turkey more than fried turkey, but get the idea. What we want is the shapes. We're gonna take those shapes and let's play around with these shapes. Now, we're gonna take that again. Let's see. Now I'm gonna do it backwards so we can see it the other way. Again, I can do the belly. We know there's a turkey here, and there's two parts to the body. Okay, there's a head. There's an S curve from the neck, from the head to the neck, and it comes forward. It doesn't go behind it, so it's in front of it like that. Okay. Then we can put the leg in if we want to. We can stick it back this way. We can have it coming down there, and then we can put the 3 toes and back like that. There's our turkey. We can do another one stepping forward if we want to. Have the little hooks in the back of the foot this way. One got a little long, but so what? It's crayon. And there it is. Now the wing can come lower if we want it to. It's going to come off of this shape. Again, there's 2 parts to the wing. Primary feathers, and then the secondary feathers that we see on the outside of the wing. And then the tail is going to come up even further. So we can actually, let's do fingers on this time. We'll go like this. Just like that. And we can make some cool stuff. There's a quick little turkey. Simple shapes. Not running, he's not doing anything yet. That's next. So we can actually put the little M's this way because I'm following the curves that go that way. This way too. Right? And a beak. Now, some of the funny drawings that I've seen were from the great director John Kricfalusi, who directed Ren and Stimpy. He came up with so many fun shapes. And all of a sudden, just by lengthening these beaks and making the snoot even bigger and caricaturing this waddle, his characters were kind of funny. They don't look like this a little bit, but they're kind of, you can put eyebrows on the character and make your head a little bit wider. The caruncles make it funny right there, and then there's these little bumps on the body. So I've got these different shapes. You can put the inside mouth, and he's a happy turkey because he doesn't know he's about to get cooked for the holiday here, or I don't know. Now I start to think about story. That's how you do it. Those are the forms. Again, I'll just draw them really quick for you. You're thinking about a body, you're thinking about a head, you're going to put together the head. Look, I can make this thing come forward a little bit more by changing the angle of the circle. Put the wings to the sides, put the tail all the way behind them, have the beak right there. Okay, one leg can come this way, one leg can go that way. I can put the other wing this way, so we can think about the shapes in different ways. I'm looking at this. Can you see this part of my drawing? Yeah, okay. Why don't we do like, you can play around with these circle shapes and make them square shapes if you want to. Make a square turkey. There's nothing wrong with that. Look, take your shapes and make them squares. There's secondary feathers in there, so look, I'm putting the same shapes over and over again. And I can actually square out the beak a little bit, make it go down more, snoot more, square, droopy eyes. Uh-oh. Maybe he's not happy. Maybe he's got like a mouth like that. Okay. Put the caruncles, square them out, square out his arm. look at what you can do. The same shapes, and now we've got. Oh, this has to go lower because of perspective. I'm just trying to design something. So I'm coming up with design now that I haven't done before, just making some squares. Spaceman. Should we make it some spaceman? I'll come back. I use the backs of these papers too, just for today. This is easy. Spaceman. I'm gonna draw a spaceman. Turkey? A spaceman turkey? What's the story of a spaceman turkey? Space turkeys come down from Mars to Earth to hunt Native American peoples to bring them back for their Thanksgiving. That's kind of weird, but it could work. Let's see. I don't know, what would I do? Let's see. I would do the same kind of thing. I would have my shapes here. All right. Let's see. I would maybe lower the back part and think about two shapes on top of each other. And let's bring his neck here. I guess let's curve his neck a little bit like that. And think about the tail of this guy. If this is going to be his beak, maybe he's happy. Maybe he's a happy space turkey. Space turkeys. How did this turn into space turkeys? This was your idea. All right, space turkeys. We need a helmet. Let's put space turkeys on there. Okay. Space turkeys. Let's put the caruncles on here. Let's get the waddle in there. Let's put the snood. The snood's got to fit in the helmet. That's weird. Okay. Put the snood in the helmet. It's touching the helmet because it's in there. Yeah, I love it. We're having fun with it. That's what the drawings are all about. You gotta have fun with your drawings. All right, if they come down here from a different planet, they would probably need space boots. Yes, space boots. With those big kind of things that they wore on the Apollo missions. See, now I get to turn this into fun. All right, so now what do we do? He's got a weird head. The head's got to be a little bit bigger. There it is. Put an eyeball in there. Again, I got a crayon here. I'm not coloring it yet. I'm just laying out shapes and thinking about some weird stuff. I'm like, really? Okay. It's kind of funny. Put some dots on them. Bumps, bumps, bumps. Turkey's got bumps. Snood is funny. I kind of like it's all right. Would you have a space gun? Would you come down? I guess you have to have a space gun. Or bows and arrows? Space gun. Space gun it is. All right, so space gun. Come here, take me to your leader. All right, so we need like a ray gun. How do you draw a ray gun? You draw the shapes of a ray gun. Okay, come up with your shapes. Put the little tip of it. I'm going 1960s ray gun. And then he's going to have to hold it with his feathers. So 1 feather, 2 feather, 3 feather. Put the gun a little bit longer. There's another feather. He's holding it. Okay. This got violent. I like it. Not really violent. Take me to your leader. And where's the other hand going to go? Maybe he's holding luggage or something. It's a long trip. What would he be holding in his other hand? A fork. No, just maybe nothing. Just put the feathers there like this. What a silly drawing. Anyway, and now you can be on a planet. You can put a crater there if you want to, like he's coming to another planet. Right? Something like that. Mountainscape. There he is. He's kind of like standing on the planet Earth. Actually, he's on the moon first. All right, so there's my turkey. I'm gonna just go get a drink of water here. I'll be right back. Hey, what? Hey, what happened to my drawing? Hey, where did my drawing go? Guys, did you see my drawing? Where did it go? Oh, there you are. Get over here. Get over here. I got you. I got you. Come here. Get over here. Over here. Come here. Come here, you space turkey. There, I caught him. I caught him. I caught my drawing. All right. Now, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Have fun with your drawings. Say happy Thanksgiving. You won't talk, huh? All right. We'll see if the first one talks. You. Say happy Thanksgiving. Gobble, gobble. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Have fun with your drawings.